Hey everybody, welcome in. This is Lighthouse Tapestry. I am Wendy, and this is your daily thread for October 4th, 2025. So today I wanted to pull a card for Libra specifically, since we're in Libra energy. So all my Libras out there, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, this message is for you. Of course, everybody has Libra in their chart, so it could resonate for others as well, but I wanted to pull this specifically for you. I also got a message before I started this video that wanted to come through, and that message is sometimes it's the words that are left unsaid that are the loudest. So think on that for a bit, see if that resonates for you as well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start with the first card that I pulled. So this is Trust and Act Accordingly. So this is a 30 card. This is from the Cosmic Journey Oracle. So this is where you've been, okay? So how would you act if you absolutely knew the universe had even more in store for you than you could imagine? What would be your next step now? Whatever we think we want typically comes from our small selves, and that's not always in alignment with our divine destiny unfolding. So think back to when you've made significant leaps. Where did the support come from? Consider what kind of allies, resources, and even synchronistic opportunities have opened up only after you've acted. The universe is always nudging us forward and revealing itself in our crazy ideas and perfect nature. Trust. Okay, so this being where you have been, so realizing that there is more, that could be having that kind of awakening, or just realizing that you need to be able to trust that things are going to unfold as they are supposed to. And sometimes it's easier to realize that when we are looking back than when we are in the moment. So for the next card, this is where you're at, and this is Wanted, Universe Creators. So life simply wants more life, and creation wants more creation. The important thing here is not how many followers you have or how many people look up to you, but how many other leaders you create. If you make people smaller, they will only diminish in their abilities and lose courage for doing what matters. But by growing and combining with others, you grow, like those Russian dolls there. The nesting dolls, where the whole of the first is holographically contained in the next. So the universe is always waiting to see who gains the consciousness necessary to get assigned higher and higher expanded duties in the cosmos. So really, having had that awakening, you are on your journey now. And it is not only a part of your journey to become a leader, but also to help create others. So really being a part of this collective, right? This community, sharing your stories and uplifting others and empowering others. So not only empowering yourself to take those steps and do those things, but also kind of spreading that, spread the love, right? Okay, so where you are going, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Okay, so it's easier for so many of us to want to give, right? Especially being empathic, as most of us are, but it's impossible to pour from an empty cup. So you may believe you are being more generous by sacrificing your own well-being for your family, your company, your community, but you're really not. You're simply playing the role of savior without saving yourself. So it's a feeble form of denial to believe you can help someone without first healing that same wound in yourself. Too many times we may feel guilty saying no to an important project or task. It's even worse for those of us with big missions. So there's no extra credit for running yourself into the ground. In some way or another, your body will tell you that it needs a rest. Often this will come at inopportune times. The most selfless thing you can do is to ensure that you are taken care of. So fill your cup. That whole thing with I know you've probably heard it on this channel before where we say, you got to take the oxygen mask and give yourself the oxygen first before you can help other people. Same thing. You need to take care of you. That's why we talk about self-care. That's why we talk about, really making that a part of your everyday practice, because I know so many of you really want to just give, but that doesn't give you the balance that you need. And that doesn't, like I said, if your cup is empty, then you can't fill others, right? So the more you fill your own cup, it will pour over and help other people, and you will be able to help more people by firstly taking care of yourself. So really important message. I know it's one that comes up a lot, but it's one that we, I think, need constant reminders of, because I think that's one of the hardest lessons, is to really learn to help ourselves and take care of ourselves and heal ourselves and really have that self-care. So I'm sure you will be hearing that message again and again and again. All right. Your next steps. We have the 3 of Wands, the Sun, and the 2 of Wands. So for me, this is really saying, so your next steps on your journey is you need to be creating the life that you want, right? You have the Sun is very much big, happy. You've got the 3 of Wands is looking towards the future. That's manifesting your future. The 2 of Wands is your planning, right? And I think it's super interesting that that's the 3, the Sun, and then the 2 of Wands. So it's instead of the 2, the 3, and then the Sun, because you're going to have to do this again and again and again. And you're going to need these constant reminders to kind of stay on task or on goal, with really remembering what it is that you want, what your goal is, what it is that you want to manifest. And that even if you start to attain some of these goals or take steps forward with them, you're going to have to constantly reassess, right? And think, is this the path that I want to be going on? Am I doing what feels right? And because a lot of times too, we can kind of veer off path and moving away from what brings us joy and what brings us abundance and happiness and all of those things, because we feel like, oh, well, I'm looking at necessity. Or sometimes we think of abundance as only being money, right? That money has to come in, but that isn't true. When you have abundance, it's so many other things. It's filling your cup. Again, that filling your cup. So that abundance you want to bring in is what fills your cup, right? Because when you start to do that, then you will attract more and more, and you will continue to fill that cup. And again, like I said, then it gets to this kind of overflowing point where you are able to spread that to others and make it even a much bigger, grander gesture, right? So you will need this reminder to keep coming back to what it is that is really making you happy. And I just had this discussion earlier with my son today, is that, happiness isn't really a goal so much as, you want it, right? But how you get that, like if you are saying like, oh, well, if I do this and this and this, then I'll be happy. No. Yes, you want this, and you know that, or you feel like that might make you happy, but you need to start with your happiness here in the now, in the present. So really take a look around you and see what things you are happy about in your life right now, and start having that gratitude for what is currently making you happy, because that will help you kind of reshift your focus for when things start to kind of go awry. And then it's like, oh, but I have these things, and I want to expand on that. So really what you want to be manifesting is the kind of expansion of the things that that you're passionate about, that bring you joy, right? And just because it's not like this huge, big, undeniable, massive, happy energy right now, it might be a little bit smaller, but that's like that kind of like that little seed that has to grow. So you have to nurture it and let it grow. And so if you're ignoring that now, and if you're not giving that the space and the love and shining the light on it that it needs to be able to grow, then you're going to be forever constantly in this cycle of kind of chasing after what you want and never really getting there, because you're not taking care of you. You're not taking care of that little seed of what it is that you want to grow, what you want to expand on, right? So that's why you kind of need this constant reminder of kind of coming back to that and making sure that it's kind of to keep you on task, to know that you are doing the work, that you are doing what you need to keep it going, just to keep it going, so that you can be continuing to work towards your goals and the things that you want to manifest, but know that they're already inside of you. It's just you need to kind of help them grow, help them expand. And the best way to do that is taking care of yourself. That self-care, right? Okay, so I pulled a card for a final advice from Spirit on this, and actually 2 cards came out, but here's the first one. So the first one is protection, and I'm gonna get my glasses out. This one. So it says here, one of the most potent signs on the sacred landscape is the ancient oak. It carries numerous meanings. You are protected. You can weather anything. Your roots go deep. You are brave. And you can survive anything. Stand strong. You carry the energy of a leader, and you have great authority in life. Great wisdom is expanding within you, and others sense this. This card can also mean to protect your assets, take care to guard and protect your home, your loved ones, and yourself. The second card that came through was forgiveness. Express yourself without hesitation. Break free and let your spirit fly. Make choices that increase your freedom. Don't be tied down. Laugh, dance, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. Be daring. Cast aside restrictions. Find your wings. As you do, you'll help others find theirs. You are not here to be ordinary or live a mundane life. You are here to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. Do not be trapped by convention or the need to please others. Choose life on your terms. Don't accept rules that don't feel right. You can be immensely free and yet still be part of a loving, supportive community. I love that. I've got goosebumps all over. So that completely ties in with this whole message. It's, take care of yourself. Don't hold yourself back. The more you believe in yourself and take care of yourself, you are just going to fly, honey. You are going to be just doing so much good, and not just for yourself, but for your others and part of this collective. And, it starts with you. You got to fill that cup. You got to take care of you. Okay. All right. Libras, I hope that this message resonated strongly for you. As always, please check out our other videos. We have daily content. We also have lives every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If you join us in the lives, you can put a heart in the chat, and we will try and pull a card for you in the second half of the live. And please like, share, subscribe. Please help support our community and this channel. We are here to, get these messages out, and we all want to help uplift and empower this community and collective as well. So, all right. Love to you all, and I will catch you next time. Thanks.